Today, I am redesigning 10 homes and showing you exactly what I would change to make these rooms feel cozy, functional, and designer. One of these spaces has a layout mistake that I see all the time. I'm gonna show you that in a minute. And if you wanna submit your space for me to design, I'll show you how to do that later in the video. First up, we are going to start with Kara's Entryway. This is a space that sets the tone for your entire home, so it's really important to take a lot of time to design this right. So for Kara's hallway, one of the biggest issues was it didn't feel that welcoming, plus it didn't function very well for her family. We have some shoe storage issues here, which I am very familiar with from my own family. The first thing I did was swap out this entry table for a couple of stall shoe cabinets from IKEA. You might know that I put these in my own narrow entryway and we absolutely love them. They're nice and narrow, so they're perfect for narrow hallway entryways. Then I took it a step further by painting the stall shoe cabinets a nice creamy white color. When painting IKEA furniture, just make sure to give it a nice light scuff sand, prime it, and then paint it. And we're gonna add some board and batten detail around the entirety of this hallway to make it feel cohesive. I'm also suggesting to add some trim around the doors of the IKEA cabinet to make it match this more rustic, traditional sort of look. And finally, a runner rug on the floor is gonna make everything feel a lot more cozy. This is where you can add some personality to your space with a fun color or a pattern and tie everything together. I like to suggest using washable rugs in an entryway. They're really easy to throw into the wash so that they stay nice and clean. And just a quick note before we jump into the next makeover, these are all AI renderings of my ideas, so scale and proportion might be a little bit off in these afters, but they're meant to give you a nice clear starting point to help you see the potential in your own space, and then you can go from there. Now, this next makeover completely changes how this room actually functions. Marie's vacation house living room has a chaise sofa, which I really like them for loungy purposes, but in this situation where we have a rather small living room and we need to have a walkway from one area to the next right through this space, we really have to think about the shapes of our furniture. And a quick side note, this is something that I see all the time, is people choosing incorrect scale or shapes of furniture based on what they think looks good in the store or what they think is comfortable, and not really taking into account all the pathways that they need in their space. So I swapped this type of sofa out for just a standard sofa, nice and narrow, that you can actually put right up against the wall in this space. I'm kind of breaking one of my own rules here, but in this case it works because we do need the walking space all the way through. Then this allows me to put a coffee table in this space, and then there's two ways you can walk, between the coffee table or on the other side. And I think it's really important to have a place to put drinks, books, etc. around every seating area in your home. I'm keeping chairs on the opposite side of the sofa here against the window. I think that totally works with a table in the middle. And then to pull everything together, I'm adding an area rug in this space to make it feel like a cozy, cohesive room, and a piece of art above the sofa to really ground that space. And those finishing touches like artwork above the sofa, like an area rug, really make a space feel finished and intentional. Okay, this next makeover is such a good example of turning a problem area into a feature. This is Audalie's guest bedroom, and it has this ledge all the way around. So it's kind of stumped her as to how she can decorate with this and use this. So instead of fighting it, I actually leaned into it and I made it a feature in this space. I'm suggesting to paint that whole entire half wall with the ledge, kind of a medium green tone, maybe add some beadboard and some trim on top of it to make it look intentional and like it was an added feature in this space. Then you can use that ledge for leaning some artwork on it, maybe adding some decor, stacks of books, faux candles, etc. to make this room really feel cozy and styled. Then to warm everything up, I'm bringing in some wood-toned furniture in nice medium cozy tones. That's a nice contrast with the green paneling. And then the last finishing touch for this space is going to be adding soft, cozy layers. So I love the idea of using a linen Roman shade here because drapes won't work with the ledge, and then adding lots of cozy layers on the bedding. So you could use a base of just nice creamy white bedding and then adding maybe a few textures, pillows that tie in all the colors in the room. And later I'm going to show you how I did kind of a similar thing in another room, but in a totally different way. All right, if your entryway or mudroom constantly looks messy, it's probably because of this. Amanda's space was all about function, but making sure that it's in a way that her family can actually use. Now, the biggest shift here was opening up this closed door closet because she said her family doesn't even open this and use this. My family's very similar. We're visual organizers, so we really need to have easy hooks and ways to put our things away. Nobody really wants to actually like open a door and put something something inside. So transforming this area into a little hook wall with some nice trim work and maybe a little bench with storage underneath makes it easier for this more visual style of organization to actually happen. Then I added a little drop zone right by the door. It seems to really be helpful for families if there's actually a place to put things as soon as you enter the door. I also recommend using baskets because they're really easy to put things inside. They keep things looking tidy, but they're easy to use. I also suggested, if it's possible, to eventually swap to front-loading washer and dryer, and then you can extend the countertop all the way along this side. And that acts as yet another drop zone for this family. And I think these ideas are going to turn this space into something that this family can actually use day to day and continue to keep tidy. Now, for Joan's living room, this was all about scale and softness in the space. First, I lightened up the wall color to make it feel a lot more soft, a lot more airy. Then I'm adding floor-to-ceiling drapery panels on either side of the window to really make this room feel taller and also have a little bit of texture and coziness. Her original sofa felt a little bit small for this window, so I'm going to put a standard sofa in here in a nice creamy neutral. And then I'm adjusting the chairs that she wants to keep in a way that is a little bit better to actually watch the TV, and it makes sense for where you enter this room. And of course, bringing in a coffee table just adds to the function of the space, adds a surface that you can use in this room. And I think this room will feel as good to live in as it looks. Okay, so this next room has a completely different kind of problem. Joyce's bedroom here just needed a reset. So I'm starting by lightening the wall color and simplifying the artwork. Sometimes if we add too many pieces of art on the wall, it can make our room feel a lot smaller and cluttered. A lot of times when making over your space, it's not about adding more stuff, it's about actually taking things away. And this is a lesson that I've learned the hard way over the years as a designer. Then I'm swapping in some lighter furniture to continue to make this space feel more open and airy, and adding a nice soft area rug. And then of course, just decluttering the space. I know this is hard because I also have a hard time with this. Some things have a lot of sentimental value, but I think just really going through all of your things and making sure you only keep what you absolutely love or you use every single day makes sense, especially in a bedroom. This is gonna make this space feel so much better, and it's just gonna kind of feel like this beautiful place to relax and just to breathe deeply. I'm also gonna add some nice feminine floral bedding to the space to make it feel like a cozy retreat. Now, Bronwyn's living room had so much potential, it just needed a little bit of structure and a little bit of warmth. So I'm starting by adding a warmer white paint color on the wall just to give it that cozy factor. The current white is a bit cool for the space, I find, especially with those tall ceilings. And I'm gonna do something a little bit out there. I'm gonna add drapery all the way across that back wall. Just because we have so much white wall here, I wanna introduce some texture. That instantly makes the room feel cozier right there. And one of the biggest updates I'm doing is adding this little built-in feature on the right-hand side with a desk and lots of storage. You could do something like this with an IKEA hack, maybe start with some simple IKEA pieces and add some trim to make it look custom. This gives her so much storage and a defined place to do homework or household management tasks. And because of all the storage, it's not gonna feel cluttered. Then I'm layering in some warm wood furniture. There was a lot of white in this space before, but adding some wooden pieces, you could thrift them, you could buy them new, just adds a lot of character and coziness to the space. Okay, this layout is really tricky. This L-shaped room is just kind of a puzzle to figure out what to do, but I think I put together an idea that makes a lot of sense once you see it. Instead of trying to make this L-shaped room one thing, I'm gonna break it up into two zones. In this narrow spot closest to the kitchen, there's a French door going into the kitchen here. I'm going to put in a little breakfast nook. Now, I don't know if this family has another nook for dining, but I thought a breakfast nook is the perfect addition for this space. You can even add a built-in bench like I'm suggesting here. And I find not only do we use our breakfast nook area in our own home for, eating breakfast, but we also use it for homework, game nights, etc. Then in this corner by the entry, I'm suggesting more of a formal sitting area. This family said they already have an informal living room, but since this opens right off their entryway, maybe create something a little bit more structured and pretty as a nice introduction to your home. Then adding floor-to-ceiling drapes and some artwork on the walls is gonna make this space feel finished and cozy and ready to enjoy. Now, Michelle's kitchen was all about flow. She found it extremely tiny and hard for more than one person to work in. The first big suggestion here is removing the bulkheads if she can and extending those perimeter cabinets all the way to the ceiling. This always makes a space feel so much bigger than it actually is. Plus, it gives you a lot more storage. There's DIY ways to do this too without having to remove your cabinets. Then I recommend moving the peninsula and swapping it out for an island. Now, if Michelle moved her dining set a little bit, she could add an island and crept into the dining space. Then either painting the cabinets or swapping them out, whatever's in the budget, into a lighter tone is also going to make this room feel bigger. And I love the idea of adding linen Roman shades to this window for function and beauty. It just softens everything up and makes it look light and fresh. Now, this one might be my favorite transformation of this whole bunch. For Lorianne's kitchen, we're gonna keep this basic footprint, but we're going to make this kitchen even more functional. I suggested changing the perimeters to warm white again. I know I love my warm white kitchen cabinets, but they do such a great job of making the space feel fresh and open. Then for a little bit of contrast, maybe consider a white oak island, something like I have here. And from what I can tell from the photo, you could probably make the island larger. You just want to ensure that there's about 40 to 42 inches between the perimeter cabinet and the island. I'm also suggesting adding a custom range hood here that can make the ceilings feel nice and tall, and it adds a focal point to the space. I also love the idea of extending the cabinetry, if you can, all the way underneath that bay window. It looks like you want a coffee station here, so you could add a built-in look coffee station and keep everything cohesive by keeping that same cabinetry throughout. It's also great for extra storage all the way across there, and you can add some fresh new lighting to make everything feel cozy and elevated. I'm gonna keep doing these subscriber makeovers because I love them so much. So if you'd like me to redesign a space in your home, click the link that I'll leave down in that description box below. And honestly, don't overthink it. The messier rooms, the better. I love doing those. Now, I would love to know which of these makeovers was your favorite. Let me know in those comments below. And if you want more ideas on how to make your home feel cozy and functional on a budget, watch this video that I'm gonna leave right here. It shares all of my favorite tips and tricks on how to do so.